You're tuning into a wake-up call, which is your weekly dose of purpose packed with science-backed tools to beat burnout and boost happiness.
Hosted by us, Tess Brower and 7-time world champion Layne Beachley.
We're the founders of Awake Academy. This podcast mixes raw life lessons, expert wisdom, and practical tips
to help you stop sleepwalking through life and start living it on your terms.
You ready to wake up and thrive?
Let's go.
Season 3 is proudly brought to you by AIA, a leading life, health and well-being insurer supporting healthier, longer, better lives. Protect what matters most and AIA will help you to do it for life.
Welcome back, Dream Team. This is part 2 of our Q&A. We asked our Dream Team to give us some questions, some challenges that they were going through, and it was unanimous what people are going through. Like, there was just so many themes.
What, like life?
Life, yeah, life issues and questions. So
there's just so much. There's so much to consider in life.
Yeah, and a lot of head noise.
Yes,
yeah,
especially if you're a Gemini.
Yeah. So part 2 goes even deeper. If you haven't listened to part 1, I highly encourage you to start there. We definitely go deeper than I expected, and we'll try and whiz through these, but as always, we're unpredictable.
Impossible to try.
We just
Stop
go there.
Trying, Tess.
Actually, this is good for our first question. The first question is around people pleasing.
Oh, fuck.
My generosity is my greatest strength and my greatest weakness. I always put everyone first and my own health and finances last. How do I get better at being selfish? Do you know, I actually say to people, if you're being selfish, I often say to people, it's better showing up selfish rather than selfless.
Yes, I agree. And then what's your judgment of selfishness? Because all of us have a different interpretation of it.
What is my judgment of selfishness? That is an incredible question, and I will elaborate.
Okay.
I used to and still do struggle from boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And I would see people who would hold boundaries and almost get intimidated by it and be like, oh, why can they say no? Like, and then I'd get this sort of aftershock. I'm like, wow, that is so strong of them for protecting their time, energy, finances. And like you feel almost resentful to them.
Mm-hmm. At first. Yeah, like, hang on, you're saying no to me.
Yeah, very uncomfortable for me to get a no.
Yes, it is. You try saying no to Tess. Really hard.
No is a roundabout to a yes.
100%.
But when you do it, when you start setting boundaries around your time, energy, health, and finance, you feel liberated.
Yeah, you do. So where do you start, though?
Where do you start?
That's the hardest part.
Well, so you would say, and I would imagine in a performance environment, which everyone, no matter whether you're a stay-at-home parent, you don't have a job, you are in a high-performance environment.
We're all human performers.
We are.
Right.
So that rest, energy management, eating healthy, all of the managing your finances is a luxury and it is privilege.
Yes.
We are lucky that we have a choice in these situations most of the time.
We are very fortunate that we're sitting in an environment where we're safe. Our basic needs are met. No one's firing bombs on us.
Yeah.
No one's shooting us. No one's threatening our lives.
And you and I are and where I come to in that privilege is we're coming at this question with privilege.
Yes.
Because we have we have stable relationships and we're in safe homes. So
yes, but as we've learnt from Viktor Frankl, is that the one thing that cannot be taken from a man is his choice as to who he becomes and how he responds to that particular circumstance.
That's right.
So when I think about this question on a much deeper level, and you know me, I love to simplify everything.
You do.
Because it is very easy to overcomplicate.
Shortcut the struggle for us, Layne. Why do we struggle with boundaries?
Well, why do we struggle with the self? Is what it really needs to come down to. And it's all about the judgments, the criticisms, the fears, the layers, the projections, the comparisons. There's so many distractions and stories going on in that particular moment in time. So it comes back down to who do I want to be and how do I want to feel in this particular moment. And then that will ignite the choice or that will inspire the choice. I remember back in the early years of my professional surfing career where I believed I didn't have a choice, because for me to reach there, I had to ignore everything that was going on, because the only thing I could focus on was getting to
the top.
Yeah. So ignore the pain, ignore the struggle, just work, just invest, keep
So
going.
you were selfish, but at the own cost.
I was,
cost.
yeah, selfish at a significant cost.
Mm.
So selfishness became a privilege because I started to prioritize me in order for me to not only get there, but to also be here for everybody else.
Mm.
So I stopped sabotaging all of that to reach that, and I started prioritizing all of that to be that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And for anyone listening, it's really, to get to the top, LB had to put herself at the center of it.
I did, because I wanted to be everything to everyone, and that was the people pleaser in me.
Yeah.
I had a massive fear of saying no. As an adoptee, I have a fear of rejection, and every time you say no to me, that is a piece of rejection.
So that is what I wanted to get to, and why I asked you around boundaries.
Okay.
Why do we struggle saying no? And for the people pleasers, it always comes down to self-worth and like feeling worthy and feeling loved.
Yes.
In our experience.
Yep. And that, or if you're saying yes to everything and everyone, then it's resulting in anxiety, overwhelm, fatigue, adrenal exhaustion, all of those things. Why we fear it? Well, there's 3 things that stop us from saying no. Number 1 is a fear of letting people down. I really did not like letting people down, because I felt let down, and I don't like feeling let down. So I feel like not only have I been rejected, I've also rejected others. And we all have this deep longing for connection and belonging. So every time someone says no, it's like, oh, I don't belong. Am I going to be rejected from the pack?
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
And that's not just an adoptee mentality.
It's a human mentality.
It's a human mentality, isn't it? Because you don't belong to the tribe, so you're out.
Yep. Number 2, a scarcity mentality, especially as you're reinventing yourself. If you've come out of hospital or entered a new career or retired and finding yourself again, I tended to say yes to everything in the hope that it'll help me maintain my relevance. And if I say yes, then they'll keep asking. If I say no, they'll stop asking and they'll never ask me again.
Yeah, and we talk a lot about the success tax. I feel like this is for like young to middle managers coming up the ranks. It's always yes, I can do this, and then you become the fix-it girl.
Yeah.
Or the do-it-all, like I was the do-it-all queen.
Yeah.
And if you've got a problem, just give it to Tess. She'll sort it out.
Oh, yeah. You're the easiest and most open path.
Yeah, and you know why?
To getting around. What? No, why?
I just wanted to be loved.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But everything you were doing was getting you further away from love.
Self-love.
Yeah. Well, if you don't love yourself, then good luck being loved by anybody else.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be transactional.
Yeah, and I had to take a big, long look at myself at all of the things that had cost me. Working late nights, getting up early, not going to the gym to do the work or the report that someone else needed because it was urgent for them but not for me. Late night phone call, it goes on and on and on, the things that
You made yourself available to everybody but yourself.
That's right. Yeah. But I was performing, and it was the greatest illusion of all time. But was I really?
I don't know, were you? I mean, I met you, you were Tess from Virgin, and I'd say you were performing, but on a very fragile foundation because you were fried.
Absolutely
your eyes
fried.
Were bulging out of your head.
Yeah, which meant I really liked drinking alcohol because it was it calmed me down. We were having this chat offline. It
made you more fun.
It made me way more fun. I was way more relaxed, and so it hides itself in performance, saying no.
Yeah.
And makes you feel like you can't say no.
Yeah.
Because what else? Like self-worth, self-identity.
Yeah.
So,
and then the third thing is expectations.
Yes.
So if we expect ourselves to be that shiny thing, you expected yourself to be the Tess from Virgin, the happy, shiny, fun Tess.
Can solve it.
Yeah.
Can make it happen.
Fix it. And then that will help you maintain your relevance, and you'll never have to let anyone down.
Yeah.
So just having that one expectation kept you at the top of the food chain, but at the bottom of your own self-love.
Yep.
There's 3 types of expectations. The expectations you put on yourself to be that. The expectations that others put onto you to be that. sometimes they're stealth, so they're not spoken. Sometimes they are spoken. And the stealth ones are the most insidious and the most toxic because they're the expectations that we put on ourselves based on what we think others think of us. Am I talking English?
Yeah, you're talking expectations.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, so we have expectations of others, we have others' expectations of us, and then we have our expectations of ourselves.
Yeah.
Those
and
three.
The reason why that felt like non-English, but it's so true. It's when someone has an expectation of you, and you don't get there because you never asked, it wasn't clear, or it was stealth. They're really tough.
They're hard to meet. And especially if, for example, if you've grown up with parents that say you're amazing, you can be anything you want to be, now you're placing expectation on yourself to not only fulfill that, but to exceed that. Like, okay, I have to prove to my parents that they were right. And if we're constantly proving something, then we're never enough in our state because the result defines us.
Yeah.
And then when the result is good, I'm worthy. And when the result is bad, shit, I'm not worthy. And that roller coaster creates an immense amount of internal torture that results in drugs, overwork, Escapism, yeah. Numbing,
sabotage.
escapism, self-sabotage.
I often find like if it's like, okay, I'll fuck up and I'll see how much they love me.
Yeah.
Like what happens when I don't get the number or I don't achieve X?
Right.
Will they still be there?
And what happened?
No, I just see that. Like I see
you didn't do that?
No, I didn't do that.
That would have been a good test for you.
Yeah, it would. I mean, my parents never put a expectation on me to get a number at uni.
My dad didn't put any expectation on me other than to finish school. But I do remember reading in my diary a while ago that I told him I'm going to stop working part-time and I'm going to go full into pro surfing. And he called me a bloody idiot.
Oh, and you didn't remember that?
No.
So how does it feel, out of curiosity? You never had that opinion of him?
No, I never thought that my dad was anything but supportive.
And then you read this comment and it says
you're a bloody idiot.
And what do you feel about it now?
Well, of course he's human. He's worried about my happiness and worried about my success. And parents who worry about their kids' success will often prevent their kids from succeeding to ensure they don't have to feel the disappointment of seeing their kids disappointed. Once again, am I speaking English?
Go back.
Yeah. But that's what we do. Without even saying it, we project our fears onto our kids to prevent them from experiencing disappointment because we don't want to be disappointed. So my dad saying you're a bloody idiot was his inability to say, I'm worried that it won't work out.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance it won't because everyone tells you that you're not good enough. So how about you have a backup plan? Kirk, my husband, who's a founding member of INXS, he didn't have a backup plan either. There was no plan B. And we were fortunate at that time we didn't have to have a backup plan. So when my dad said, you're a bloody idiot, and Kirk's dad said, keep it as a hobby, son, it became a bit of fuel for us. But deep down, I believed that I had what it took. And if Dad wasn't going to believe in me, then I'm going to go start investing in finding people that do believe in me, sometimes believe in me more than I believe in myself. And that's when I had great mentors, great coaches, great other world champions to rely on.
Yeah, so open the door for
other support and guidance and counsel.
There's I found that in my own journey as well, and even with Alex and Harrison from who I was in hospital with, it was, if the doctor told you you're never going to walk again, do you then say, watch me?
Yeah.
And how beneficial that is for people. And it's smaller than what you imagine it to be, how that actually helps people.
Yeah.
Because you're trusting someone in a white suit.
Well, you're trusting a clinician who's never been in a wheelchair.
Yeah, who hasn't had that grip. But every story you read, of all of the greats, you included, you use that to fuel you.
You tell me that I can't, I say, watch me.
Yeah. So watch me.
Watch me. I'll prove you wrong.
Yeah.
And one of the guys at the Colonial First State presentation that we did last week, he asked me, so you say you won 7 world titles and 5 in fear, and those, world titles 2 to 6, you had words above them like ego and proving and pain, and were they not fuel? And I said, yeah, of course they were fuel, but at what cost? That's what we really need to be focusing on here. is if you're motivated through fear and you're motivated through negative reinforcement, then it requires actually more energy, and you actually also often ignore the feather brick truck to get to the outcome, to prove you wrong, or to prove yourself right, actually, is where I was coming from. I always wanted to prove myself right. So I wasn't really motivated to say, shut up, Dad, I've proved you wrong. It was more like, I need to prove myself right because I wholeheartedly commit to this. We have a quick favour to ask. If this podcast has been landing for you, please hit subscribe and leave us a rating or review. It helps us grow the show and keep bringing these conversations to more people.
Yeah, and to bring that back to this question around people pleasing.
Oh, there was a question.
Yeah. I need to prove myself right that I can do it all.
Yes.
That I am managing, or that I do everything for my kids, or I am the perfect parent, or I am the best employee. So I think that it's getting to the root cause is, what are you trying to people please for?
Yeah.
Self-worth, self-love, acceptance, all of those things. Like, that is a fundamental root cause question to ask yourself, is the why.
Yeah. What's the basic emotion you're avoiding?
Yeah.
Right now?
And I feel like the other return to self and how I started holding boundaries and saying no and looking after myself is I had this realization that, and people say you can't pour from an empty cup, or the oxygen mask theory, which drives me insane because it suggests that we're in a plane crash all the time, is more if you're filling your cup with everyone else's stuff, and their happiness and, you know, their projects and whatever it is, then you're actually pouring from emptiness.
Well,
so they're getting the
room
worst
in the cup for your stuff.
Yeah, but they're getting the worst of you because you've left nothing. So if you really want to people please, start filling your cup up with things that you love to do. One a week, and just start to flex it and see how that feels. So our challenge to you
can I reframe that challenge and go one a day?
You can.
Because that's where you'll start to see the benefits. One a week, I don't believe is enough. I believe, and it doesn't need to be an hour-long massage or an hour-long surf for me. It just needs to be something that you do for you, which is, in the corporate environment, we suggest the bravest person we know in the office is the one that goes out for lunch.
Yeah,
takes
by
their
themselves.
lunch outside without their phones and sits in the sun. Or take yourself out for a 15-minute coffee.
Yep.
Or like just go and do something for you that nourishes your soul and brings you back to life. So that way you're not reserving the worst for yourself. You're actually bringing the best out in yourself to then be able to present the best to everybody else.
Love it. Okay, so our challenge for the people pleasers is to get to root cause and just write it out. And then that becomes your awareness of, okay, why am I saying yes all the time? Number 2 is do something you love for yourself every day. 15 minutes is enough.
Yep.
A proper break. It is not a scrolling, news watching, on the phone venting break. It is.
The break is 100% digital free.
Yes.
Unless, of course, you've gone for a walk with us in your ears. Totally okay with that. But put the phone in the back pocket.
And the third bit around is setting a boundary.
Yeah.
So ask yourself, does this fire me up or not? Yours is a hell yeah or a fuck no.
Yeah.
Mine is, do I really want to do this and give up time, energy, money for this experience?
What am I saying no to?
What am I
saying yes to this? What am I saying no to?
Yeah. And practice saying the words, no, not now, or no, not me.
Yeah, I love that. So no, not now means I'm happy to help, but come back to me tomorrow, next week, next year.
Yeah.
Keep me in mind. I'm happy to help, but can't do it now. No, not me means I am not the answer to your solutions today.
Yeah.
Especially and you yes people, if you're saying no, not now, no, not me, and you feel an abundance of guilt, you're in the right place.
Yeah.
Like feel the guilt, because that is the stepping stone towards healing your relationship with boundaries. No, not me means I'm not the solution, but there's Tess. She'll be able to help you. Or there's so-and-so. I reckon they've got a better solution than I do. Or no, not me means actually, you might be able to solve it on your own.
And I have a request
Yes.
for all of the people managers who are listening to us right now. Ask somebody how their energy is before you lump more work onto them.
Ooh.
Because we need more people in leadership to give the permission for people to take a break, have a pause and say no, and help them reprioritize. Actually, this is urgent. Can you drop that and work on this? Rather than expecting everyone else to speak up because they're helping you in some way, shape or form. A well-rested person is 26% more productive. So take this and use your leadership position to help people say no and reframe or take a break or just learn how to do their work in a more compatible way that's going to serve you and them.
And as you become more emotionally intelligent with that within yourself, you'll be able to see it in your people. You'll be able to see it when they're fried, and you'll know not to dump any more work on them. In actual fact, you might be able to tell them, you need a break.
Trust me, they already know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a question of how do we help people help themselves.
Yeah.
It's giving them the tools and lead from example. Go for the walk, get outside, look after yourself, and don't leave the best of you for the rest of everyone else. Is that right?
Yes, that is right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that means setting really simple boundaries, simple tech boundaries. Avoid using your phone in the first 30 minutes of the day. Don't send any emails after 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Cut that off. Don't have your phone at the dinner table. Really simple things. Just make these non-negotiables and stick with them, and then recognize how they make you feel at the end of the day.
Yeah, I saw someone, they put it at the bottom of their signature, as it was at quite high so you could read it, is I work abnormal hours because I'm a mum.
Yeah, right.
So please don't take this email as urgency. And they were in a really senior position. And I thought, that is actually a really good
way to do it.
Because it doesn't stop you from doing the work, but it just stops the urgency.
How many times as a corporate did you receive an email? Actually, you sent a lot of emails. You were the one sending them at 2:00 in the morning, weren't you?
Yeah, for sure. I get waves of inspiration or time where I can do stuff that are not in normal hours. And I have in the past tried to set the timer so you can send them at 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So it only sends it through. But I just thought I'm going to implement the working abnormal hours. Yeah, and this is not an urgent email.
Right.
Yeah, just gives me space.
Unless it's tagged urgent.
Unless I put double urgent, in which case you just close the email anyway.
Well, then you've just got to text me to let me know that it's there.
Need you tonight.
Now.
All right. Well, that was a really big one.
Yeah.
So self-care is not selfish.
No.
You only have one life. You only have one vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Take the pit stop every day. Learn how to say no and liberate your life in being the one that shows up with energy, pours from abundance, not emptiness, and is just more present because they are connected to themselves and those around them.
Beautifully put.
It's a beautiful way to be.
Yeah, 100%. And look, we don't always get it right.
We don't.
No, that's what I'm saying. We don't always get it right. There's days when we have pushed ourselves and burnt out and exhausted ourselves, but we honour that by taking the pit stop.
Take the pit stop.
Because there are moments and seasons when we have to push on and have to push through, but make sure that you schedule a little bit of rest period after that. I learnt that the hard way. We all learn the hard way when I used to run my own event, whether it was my charity event or my surf event. And after, all the lead up and then having the actual event, there's an emotional come down. There's a crash after that. And I have to give myself the time and space to ride that. And that means getting away from the ocean, getting away from stimulation, perhaps going into the bush or going down into Kangaroo Valley or somewhere where it's just decompressing, immersing myself in nature and rebuilding my soul from that space.
Yeah, Chris and I had this chat on the weekend because we have to onboard our partners with who we are and how we show up in these busy periods, or for us it's a workshop. The next day I am always depleted.
Yeah.
I'm full, enriched,
yeah,
but I'm super, super depleted.
You give a lot of yourself.
I give, and I love that. And holding space is beautiful for people, and it's a lot.
It's a gift.
And it takes, it's the lead up, it's the planning, you get the event, and then it's over. And we have this we had a conversation around whether I could do another one back to back, and we were trying to work out our diaries for the week coming. And Chris said to me, remember who you are the next day.
Thank you, Chris. Wise counsel.
We had a conversation because we're getting busier, and the conversation was, how much can I give or how much can we do? And we've
sustainably.
Yeah. And so what we've agreed is if my recovery lasts one day, that's okay. Then keep going. But if I'm starting to take, if our recovery after a workshop is taking,
bleeding into 2 or 3 days,
2 or 3 days, it's a no. That's my warning sign.
Okay.
Yeah. So learn that we work in seasons and life cycles and busyness and not busyness. And so just start to think about what is your rule in your relationship or just in your own life if you're single, like what is okay rest and what is burnout.
And identify that for you.
Yeah.
Because what's burnout for you is very different to me.
Yep.
Because I don't have a toddler. I do have a husband. It's kind of like having a toddler. You know what would be a really good tool for people to implement, especially when they're trying to find 15 minutes for themselves?
What's that?
Is the 7 Doctors program.
Oh, yeah.
7-week challenge, a perfect way to reset the nervous system, find those moments of equilibrium, and be happier and healthier. So they're really simple steps.
And this is not 75 hard, by the way. People love it because it is not that. It's softer, more gentle, and gives you practical steps every day for 7 weeks.
So we'll call it 7 Easy.
7 Doctors, 7 Easy.
But really simple things. And I really feel that when it comes to identifying, well, a lot of people won't even take those 15 minutes for themselves because, like, what can I do? You know, we got to get paralyzed. Like, wait, what? I got to take time out for myself. Now what?
Yeah.
So sunshine breaks, really powerful.
Yeah.
Really super productive way to decompress the nervous system, elevate the parasympathetic nervous system, and feel super calm to help you just navigate the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Love
and we give people in the 7 Doctors, which I find really helpful as a type, is the science of why.
Yeah, the science behind it.
Yeah, and then how to incorporate it into your day.
Yeah, it's like a Bible.
It is a Bible.
Yeah. Micro rest periods, because we all know we work best in 90-minute sprints. So setting an alarm on your phone or on your computer to make sure you walk away from your computer for 3 to 5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
We learned that from Christy Goodwin too, about the importance of taking these micro breaks. Otherwise, pit stops. Yeah. I mean, we've got infobesity, she called it, because we're absorbing 74 gigabytes of information a day. We need to get away from that.
Yeah. So we've simplified micro breaks.
And given you the science as to why rest is helpful for you to be your best.
Yeah. We cover topics like exercise, but like easy to do exercise, healthy nutrition. You get to eat like a 7-time world champion.
Or retired one.
For a week, but you get our cookbook. There's a community that has already done it, so you get their tips and tools. And it's such a good program to give yourself a 7-week reset. And brilliant to do when this episode launches. We're heading into Australian winter, and we have a lot of overseas listeners. We even have people in Czech Republic, so hello.
Thanks for listening.
So this is a really good tool when you want to just bunker down and reset your mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah, and it's really not seasonal.
No.
It's actually the season of your life that you're in.
Yeah.
Just to, like you say, it's about a reset, a full physical, emotional, and mental reset, but in a really simple, applicable, relatable way.
Yeah.
So it's the 7 Doctors to living a healthier, happier life.
Yeah, and we'll link it in the show notes. But yeah, that is actually a very good tool. Come and do our 7 Doctors program.
Yes, we'll see you there.
Yeah. All right, Dream Team, that wraps us for today. Please show up with a little bit more self-care and self-love so you don't show up selfless to the people that you love most. What is one thing that you can do today to say no, not now, or no, not me?
Mm-hmm.
Fill that time with something that you love to do. So write the list. It's got to be tech-free.
Yes.
And have a conversation with a loved one around your rest protocol, because that really does matter in today's life because we all have to work, right?
And sometimes we need an accountability partner to say, hey, you haven't taken your rest period today, or hey, you haven't done that 15 minutes that you promised yourself.
Yeah.
So off you go.
Yeah. So onboard a Dream Team member with your new identity of someone who is a little bit selfish.
Yay.
We'll see you next week. Thanks, Dream Team. Toodles. Have you been listening to this episode and thought, mic drop, maybe I'm ready to get coached or have some therapy, but you don't want to go all the way down and get a therapist? Welcome to the Awake Collective, where we do monthly coaching to help people feel accountable, supported, and they keep on doing the work that you hear in this podcast. It is life transformative, right, LB?
It's a community of support and like-minded people who are willing to keep investing in themselves, because what we do is we help people help themselves.
If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, then the Awake Collective is for you. So come and join us at awakeacademy.com.au and join us for monthly coaching, a community that supports you, and tools that you can use in your life to thrive. Let's go.
See you there.
Before we close, we just want to gently remind you that Awake Academy is not a licensed mental health service, and this podcast is not a substitute for personalised mental health advice, assessment, diagnosis, or treatment. What we share here is general in nature and is designed to offer reflection, insight, and practical tools for everyday life. Therapy can be life-changing, and we deeply encourage you to speak to your GP about your mental health and wellbeing options.